Welcome, my friends, to this powerful session where we explore one of the most crucial elements in our journey to success, our attitude. You see, attitude isn't just a small part of your success equation. It is, in many ways, the determining factor of whether you soar to new heights or remain grounded in mediocrity. Understanding attitude and its power. What exactly is attitude? Attitude is the way we interpret, perceive, and respond to the situations and events in our lives. It's the lens through which we view the world. Some people walk through life with an optimistic lens, seeing opportunities even in the face of challenges. Others, unfortunately, wear a negative lens, seeing obstacles even in the most favorable circumstances. This is where your attitude comes into play. Your altitude, how high you rise, depends on how you think. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. Zig Ziglar said it best. A positive attitude will have positive results because attitudes are contagious. So let me ask you, what kind of attitude are you carrying today? Because whatever that attitude is, it's contagious. It's not just affecting you, it's affecting those around you, your family, your coworkers, your friends. And guess what? It's also shaping your future. The link between attitude and success. Successful people aren't necessarily the ones with the most talent or resources. They're the ones with the most resilient and positive attitudes. It's easy to have a good attitude when everything is going well. When the sun is shining, your bank account is full, and life is handing you success on a silver platter. But let me tell you something important. Your attitude matters the most when things go wrong, when the storms of life hit, when nothing seems to go your way. This is when your attitude truly determines your altitude. Will you rise above the storm, or will you let it bring you down? You see, most people quit too early because they let their negative thoughts get the best of them. They hit a bump in the road and decide it's not worth continuing. But successful people, those who have reached high altitudes in life, know that setbacks are simply setups for a comeback. They embrace challenges as opportunities to grow. They understand that their attitude towards failure, disappointment, and struggle is what separates winners from everyone else. Zig Ziglar's timeless wisdom on attitude. Let's dive into some of Zig Ziglar's most powerful insights on attitude. Zig believed that you cannot tailor-make the situations in life, but you can tailor-make the attitudes to fit those situations. In other words, we don't always have control over what happens to us. Life is unpredictable. We face loss, heartache, and disappointment. But no matter what happens externally, we have full control over how we respond internally. And that internal response, that's your attitude. Here's a story Zig often shared. One of his friends, a successful businessman, had lost everything, his business, his home, everything. But he didn't lose his attitude. He didn't lose his belief that he could rebuild. And guess what? Within a few years, he was back on his feet, more successful than ever. He didn't allow a temporary setback to define his permanent future. That's the power of attitude. When you choose to have a positive attitude, even in the darkest moments, you can turn any failure into a stepping stone toward success. The science behind attitude. Let's take a brief detour into the science of attitude. Did you know that your attitude can physically affect your brain and body? Studies have shown that positive thinking can increase the release of dopamine, the feel-good chemical in your brain. It reduces stress, strengthens your immune system, and even increases your lifespan. On the other hand, a negative attitude can trigger stress responses, leading to anxiety, depression, and even physical illness. Zig Ziglar wasn't just giving motivational speeches, he was sharing profound truths that are backed by science. He knew that a positive attitude could change not only your external circumstances but also your internal well-being. He once said, "Positive thinking will let you do everything better than negative thinking will." And it's true. When you're in a positive state of mind, you're more creative, more resourceful, and more resilient. You're better equipped to face challenges head-on. Developing a winning attitude. Now that we understand the importance of attitude, the big question is, how do we develop a winning attitude? How do we cultivate the kind of mindset that can take us to new heights? Here are some key strategies. Gratitude. Zig often spoke about the importance of gratitude. When you're grateful for what you have, It shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant in your life. Start every day by writing down 3 things you're thankful for. It's a small practice with a massive impact on your attitude. Affirmations. Zig believed in the power of positive affirmations. He once said, "You are what you are and where you are because of what has gone into your mind. You can change what you are and where you are by changing what goes into your mind. So fill your mind with empowering words." Repeat affirmations like, "I am capable of achieving my goals, I am resilient, and I am worthy of success." Surround yourself with positive people. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your attitude. If you're constantly around negative people, their attitudes will rub off on you. But if you're surrounded by positive, goal-oriented individuals, you'll be inspired to adopt the same mindset. Embrace failure. Zig Ziglar said, "Failure is an event, not a person." Too many people let their failures define them. But failure is simply part of the process of growth. Every successful person has failed, often multiple times. The difference is that they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as fuel to improve and keep going. Daily reading and learning. Zig was a huge advocate for continuous learning. "You were born to win," he said, "but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win." Reading books, listening to positive audios, and constantly feeding your mind with new information will keep your attitude sharp and focused. Real-life examples of attitude shaping success. I want to share with you a few real-life examples of people whose attitudes elevated them to extraordinary success. Nelson Mandela. After being imprisoned for 27 years, Mandela could have easily harbored bitterness and hatred. But instead, he chose an attitude of forgiveness and reconciliation. His attitude shaped the future of South Africa and left a lasting impact on the world. Thomas Edison. Edison famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His attitude of persistence is what led to one of the most important inventions in history. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah faced unimaginable challenges in her early life, including abuse and poverty. But she chose an attitude of empowerment and resilience. Today, she's one of the most successful and influential women in the world. Maintaining a positive attitude in tough times. It's easy to have a positive attitude when life is smooth. But what about when you're going through hard times? What about when you're facing rejection, loss, or failure? This is when your attitude becomes even more critical. Zig Ziglar often said, "Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations." It's during tough times that your character is built, and your attitude is tested. Your attitude determines your altitude. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Your attitude is the compass that will guide your life. It determines how high you will soar and how far you will go. Remember, the sky is not the limit, your attitude is. So choose wisely. Choose to see the positive, even in the negative. Choose to rise above your circumstances. Choose to believe in your ability to succeed, no matter what comes your way. Because when you choose the right attitude, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Thank you for joining me today, and remember, your attitude determines your altitude.